Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your boy, The Sean Davy Way Show. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in. Tap that bell if you would like to be notified of all of our future content. Today, I bring you an updated surviving on Chris Stokes. Yesterday, Monyee Morton, whom is the ex-wife of Chris Stokes and shares children with him, came forward and stated he is what everybody thinks he is. There have been allegations about Chris Stokes for a very long time, even with his own family member, Ras B. Demario Thornton of the group B2K came forward and stated his own allegations with his brother Ricky Romance, and more came to follow, such as Quindon Tarver, rest in peace, and so many other people. No one besides Ricky Romance, Ras B, and Quindon came forward to say what actually happened to them. It's been alleged that Chris Stokes may have done inappropriate things with his acts and groups that he had back in the day with TUG Entertainment, but no one has came forward and said, yes, this happened to me, besides Quindon, Ras B, and Ricky Romance. Chrissy Stokes, which is Chris Stokes' eldest daughter, is the daughter of Monyee. So this is very big with her coming forward with this information, because Chrissy is all over YouTube and Instagram and whatnot. She does videos, makeup tutorials. She shows daily vlogs with her and her family. And she also is very, very, very close to Mia Houston, which is Marcus Houston's teen bride. A little backstory on Monyee. She was an artist when she met Chris Stokes. Chris Stokes brought her in the early 2000s, around that time, brought her in as an artist and A&R. So she also found him talent, groups, and other solo acts. And I assume that their relationship got closer and closer, and they were married by 2004. Monyee filed for divorce in 2009. By that time, they had already shared 3 children, 2 boys, 1 girl, and the main one out of these children that are shown is Chrissy. Chrissy does not really have a relationship with her brothers, her older one to be exact. A lot of people even insinuated that Chrissy did not like her older brother for reasons only Chrissy knows. But again, this is the daughter that is shared between Monyee and Chris Stokes. Chrissy Stokes is a super daddy's girl. She does everything Chris tells her to do. And I do believe that money does have a big reason of why she does it, because he pays for her whole life, and he still does. The home she lives in, the car she drives and whatnot. Her husband has a pretty mediocre job, and they share 2 children as of now. And they're not making enough money off of his income to be living in the neighborhoods and driving the cars that they drive. So clearly Chris is still funding Chrissy Stokes' life. So with them going back and forth as of now between Monyee and Chris Stokes, Chrissy is definitely going to choose her father over her mother. And this is going to cause a rift. It's going to be a war with Monyee coming forward telling her truth about Chris Stokes, and Chrissy being so close to her father that she is going to definitely take the side of her father. So this is going to get very sticky. Monyee has been around for pretty much all of the groups, starting with Immature. Again, they started in the mid to late 90s. And again, she knew Chris already. So it's not like she came and it was after B2K, Immature, all these other groups, Quindon Tarver. Like, no, a lot of these people know who Monyee is, and not just because she was Chris's wife, because she worked with these groups close, because she was also a talent scout for Chris Stokes. He, in my opinion, made Monyee stop doing music because she was doing music. And he made her stop doing it to focus more on being his wife, or beard, if you will. And with her coming forward about these allegations, they're not just about Chris Stokes. She's also talking about Marcus Houston as well. And I'm excited to hear what she's going to say, because Chrissy is extremely close to Mia Houston, which is Marcus Houston's teen bride. So I believe there is a lot of unveiling that will happen with Monyee. There's a lot of people that are about to get popped. It's not just going to be Chris Stokes. There are other people that are involved. It takes a team of people to do these things. And I feel that Monyee is ready to out the whole team. Let's get into Chris Stokes' ex-wife, Monyee Morton's statement. I married him in 2004, just days before I gave birth to my fourth child. He has faced accusations of SA acts that I know to be true, but parties are unwilling to come forward and confirm them. I can confirm that he committed these acts, and it begins with acknowledging what I didn't want to accept. I married a perpetrator of such crimes. Now, it's time for me to liberate my spirit and open up about it. For the past 2.5 years, I've dedicated time to self-improvement, working on my mental, physical, and emotional well-being. Often in solitude, at this point, my heart's desire is for every victim, including myself, to heal and live long, healthy, productive lives. I seek justice. Hashtag Chris Stokes, hashtag Marcus Houston, hashtag accusations, hashtag truth, hashtag reality. Monyee said a lot. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like an essay or anything like that, but sometimes the smallest things can have the biggest appeal. And one of the things I think we should take note of is that Monyee is stating that she knew. She knew that there were certain things going on with certain people, but they were not willing to come forward. I do not feel at that point in time Monyee was ready to come forward either, because she describes herself as a victim as well. And I believe she didn't want to come forward with the other victims. It's easier said than done. You want to protect these people, but at the same time, you want to protect yourself. So how do you come forward and say something against someone that is so powerful and basically runs your entire lifestyle? Like everything that you have going, they are running. To not have them is to not have nothing. So I understand when some people kind of stick around because you don't know exactly what to do. You don't know which way to go, what angle to go, and then it's going to be your word against theirs. And this is a powerful person. So having other people and other parties come forward and state their experience definitely helps and makes you want to do it even more. And by easier said than done is because if you and I see or hear that there's something happening to someone that shouldn't be going on, it's easy for us to say something because we are not losing anything. All we're doing within that moment is protecting the people. But what a person that is connected or is inside of it, it's not just protecting the person anymore. It's also protecting yourself and protecting your children and protecting, you know, to feed your kids and keep them in a home and keep them clothed and all of that stuff. We're not risking any of those things being a bystander to something that's going on that's wrong. Monyee is more than a bystander. She is more so of a considered complicit party. Knowing certain things are going on and not doing anything about it will make it seem as if Monyee was okay with it while she was getting money. No, I don't think that that's in everyone's case. I think a lot of people, even while still getting the money and living in the lifestyle, are afraid. They're petrified. They're fearful of not just losing things, of what could happen to them. They could be hurt or harmed. People can be sent after them or their children, you know, and stuff like that. Like, where's the protection in coming forward? So it's a very, very murky, dirty, and scary place to be. Also, hashtag Marcus Houston inside of this post. I do believe that Marcus Houston is also one of the people that she is going to state that was very complicit. And not only was he complicit, he engaged in certain acts with certain people and certain victims. Monyee also stated again that the victims were not ready to come forward. They're not willing to come forward. You cannot force a victim to come forward. And it's also not okay to tell another victim's story. They should be able to do that in their own time. And if they don't want to, they don't have to. You can't force a victim to tell their story to prove your point. So I agree with Monyee by going about it that way, because she could easily come forward and say what happened to other people. You know, Raz B did the same thing. He came forward and said, well, this happened to Little Fizz and this happened to J Boog, this happened to Omarion. And none of those men came forward and said anything happened to them. So it's not that Raz-B is lying. It's just that if they're not ready to tell their story, they are not going to. And you can't force them to because it helps with your truth. People will state, hey, why now? Why is she saying this now? Everybody's doing this because of Cassie and blah, blah, blah. No. Monyee is 55 years old, and I'm not stating her age to try to embarrass her or state that she's old or anything like that. No, not at all. She's a beautiful woman, and I do feel that age is how you feel. It's not the actual number. It's how you feel, how you look, and what you do at your age. When you get older, it is a lot easier to come to terms with negative things that happened in the past that you were not ready to deal with. With age, you gain wisdom. And when you gain said wisdom, you come to terms and to peace with a lot of things along the way. Time does heal all wounds. It does. And when you get to a certain place in your life to where if someone was to threaten you or say that they're going to do this or that to you, you don't even care anymore. It's like, I've lived 55 plus years here on earth and whatnot. So if you feel like that you're going to take me out because I'm going to display information of things that happen to me and people around me, then you go right ahead. When you're younger, it's harder to do those things because all you see is that you have so much life ahead of you. But being 55, being older, you've lived a lot. You're closer to the end than you are the beginning. So somebody threatening to pull the end to you when you are already closer to it anyway, it just has a different meaning. It does not impact as much as it would have being younger. When we're young, all we think about is what's to lose. And I think as we get older, we think about what's to gain. I love you all. I will definitely keep you updated on this until the next video. Bye.